But I'm doing gigs, I'm selling CDs.
Your name is growing.
I'm growing, I'm Juliani now. What do you know, I'm saying? Usiku wa manane, 2 a.m. I had Alcatel. Nilikuwa nimefunga na rubber band. I love this story every time. And the number was so long that I couldn't see the end. Illuminati, I'm saying. I picked the phone call. Who calls? Emmanuel Jal. I didn't sleep. Buddha, I didn't sleep. Kesho yake nikaenda mkutano na Pastor Albon. Kusema kweli mimi kwanza leo nimemake it, sawa? I'm joking. I'm joking. Mimi kwanza leo mseyani. I made it. Mimi nime get call from UK. Emmanuel Jal called me, bro. When Emmanuel Jal called, he told me everything. Next day, nikatuma email. He sent me a letter of intent.
So what did he tell you on that phone call? Let guys know now, because now it's part of history.
Aliniambia, nimeona performance yako. Performance ya? Vina na maana UN. And I've been looking for an artist, a Kenyan artist.
Boss, do you know nani ali-upload hiyo kitu? Ebu kati yangu iko wapi?
No, there's two stories. There's what you uploaded, but at that particular time,
DVD.
I had DVDs I was selling.
Oh yes, I remember.
So you know what happened?
Your DVD limfika.
Moz.
Oh yes.
Moz had it in his backpack, sijui wapi. And he gave Jal.
What? Yes.
DJ Moz. That's why I mean DJ Moz.
Yeah.
Nanjugush as much as. Buddha, my life was designed, I'm saying.
So Jal calls you and tells you, I love this part.
I've never seen such. I want you in my label. And that time he was launching Gatuch Records.
Gatuch, yes.
He was signed, so he was needed to sign artists. So the first, I want a new album. Hey, Jal aliniongea big. I said, we'll do a tour. We'll get a truck. We'll get a bus with your name. It was visible in my eyes.
I would say he's one of the biggest artists in
Jal was big. Mandela, Life 8, exactly. Nani.
He's still developing and exploring his musical voice. But I think you have the opportunity to see someone with the potential of a young Bob Marley. Please give an enormous welcome to the amazing Emmanuel Jal.
Well, it means a lot to me to stand here now, and I know what it means for those children who are in need of this aid right now. I was once a starving child, a child soldier, and I know I've seen hard stuff. One of the worst moments in my life was when I was starving to death, and the only food that was available, I was tempted to eat one of my dead comrades. But I'm here today. Here, I'm honoring this day, and I have no words to say to Papa Mandela to be an inspiration to me. This birthday is a trend setting for the whole world to follow. And before I go on, I have a song that I'm gonna sing. It's dedicated to a British aid worker, a brave woman who went to Africa, rescued over 150 child soldiers, and one of them happened to be me. And that song is called Emma. So I want to sing it to inspire more of you to give children a life. This one goes to Emma McCune, angel to the rescue one afternoon. I'm here because you rescued me. I'm proud to carry your legacy. Thank you. Bless you. R.I.P. Another serving refugee. What would I be? Me. Yeah.
And previously, Jal came for Totally Sold Out ile ilikuwa Parklands. And he performed. I can never forget. Alikuwa na Kemi, one of the ladies alikuwa anaitwa Kemi. Alikuwa na dread, alikuwa na kasa. Yeah. He performed and then he had that backpack and then Jal was Jal, bro. Jal was Jal. And I saw him done, but we never connected. Baadaye ananipigia. Before I know it, letter of intent. What do? Nika call David Kuria. That time David Kuria was doing moafrica.com. Nikatambia bako kwake. Kamba buda mimi nimemake it sawa. Nataka manager. Yeah. Nataka manager. And of course, David Kuria did the contract for me. We agreed 10% or 15%. And then David Kuria became a manager. But there's one question that David Kuria asked me that I've never forgotten until now. Office yake. He asked me, so, Juliani, in the next 3 years, unataka kuwa wapi? Nikamwambia, in the next 5 years, unataka kuwa wapi? Nikamwambia, me, the next 5 years, if you want to mention the top artists in Kenya, the top 5, I'll be top 2.
What?
I told him that. David Kuria aliniambia, ni sawa lakini mmoja lazima ukue. Alinuzeo swali, and I will never forget that. When I was telling him that, who I had in mind, I had Juakali. Juakali was intense. Juakali ilikuwa God. Juakali ilikuwa unaweza simama mbele ya Juakali wewe ni nani? Juakali was something else, bro. Juakali, man. Mimi nikamwambia mimi nataka kwa top 5 next to Juakali. Because ukibit Juakali wewe umetoka. Yeah. But I knew of course Juakali level yake haikuwa kawaida.
Yeah, it wasn't. Those are the people running after a car.
Yeah, Juakali, they have never been.
That thing was insane.
They have never been that level. They have never been that level of an artist in Kenya. And I'm open to be proven wrong, but they have never been. So Juakali was Juakali. So mimi nikamwambia mimi nataka kwa top 5. 3 years later, what happens? I was everywhere.
Exactly.
I was everywhere.
You ulifika your level.
And Buddha, I was everywhere. Yeah. I was everywhere. Now the good thing about Jal and what he did, Diana Owino was my publicist. So Diana used to get me in every newspaper.
It's true.
I used to be in every newspaper. So Diana was one of the best publicists in my opinion.
And that's when now mentality, production-wise, you went different.
Excess.
Now, because us guys were like I remember the hip hop sounds, mentality, Story He, and Pendo Kweli. Then from there, it sounds like you have used the producer for Banjuka.
I used Tivo. I used to like his bass. Bass yake ilikuwa totally different.
Ukaenda
Gits. No, Gits tuli exchange beat. Me na Hella was somebody else. He was recording I think at Kijiji when we were at South Sea. It was either Kanji's or something, that beat.
So you decided I'm taking it?
No, I'm taking that good and scale beat got cheesy.
Hella.
Nearly cheesy and I had the verses.
Wanaweka trust kwa hela, tupikwa chai, sukari kwa chakula. Wanaweka trust kwa hela, tupikwa chai, sukari kwa chakula.
Na cheki price tag before purchase, ikiweka uzito kwa budget, but then wanapika githeri na sili kibogoyo. Tactics za uchoyo, wako chat tu wezi ya for club. Tuko right to you left, anaingia kwa marriage, sex, iwe legal, we, isika longo. Mbona kudu, kenye si udu, kila siku, sabieta itumiwi katishu. Msemsoto, analia njaa, sonko, ana complain obesity, okay. Uko sensitive, kila picha ina negative. Shida wezi hata uwe actor wa Matrix.
Wanaweka trust kwa hela, Hey, hey, wanaweka trust kwa hela.
Guess who just walked into the studio, man? None other than himself, the Juliani. Welcome to the studio, my guy.
Mta mentality had Buddha in Mta mentality I did it in a week. Nani sent me 300,000 jal. Not I paid only rent and transport. I got the best. I paid cash.
I remember.
Buddha.
So you did. Tell us about biceps, because now biceps. Yeah, boss.
Biceps was Msioka.
But biceps.
So my idea was I need to get the best of the production. So I knew I needed Msioka in the beat, in the album. I needed Gits. I didn't know Gits sana your time. I didn't try, but Gits had something.
He was coming up in SBS.
They got something he had, and when I had Hella, I needed Cheesy. Of course, I needed Blackman. Steve Banjuka, I just needed that thing.
But what was the song? My hair.
My hair, one of the.
My hair to not be my hair.
I wrote those things up. So Buddha, nimeingia studio na.
By the way, we forgot to talk about where you started singing.
How did I start singing?
Let me tell you where you started singing. I had the song. And the song I had the chorus. And
hey Baba, nishike mikono, haiko temptation.
Exactly.
Niwe mfano
You used to play around when we're doing K-Crew and when worship would happen. You know the guys would get lost in worship and you're singing. And I'm like, hey, Juliani, there's something nice about his voice that is ghetto nice. So I remember I came and I said, remove this chorus. Let Juliani sing.
Ilikuwa
siku.
All my life I've been about the carnivore, but chilling home on weekends, man, saying a ball. Mungu nisaidie, please give me the strength. Mungu nisamehe, I'm begging for forgiveness.
Hey Baba, nishike mikono, highway temptation. Niwe mfano, nilashinda kuwaonesha. Uniwinda impossible, machozi kukauka, jibu kilio. Jibu kilio. Jibu kilio. Jibu kilio.
And DJ Rick was doing, he was scratching.
I didn't tell you, my first actually gospel thing wasn't Kubamba.
DJ Rick.
Walikuwa nafanya kitu hapa NPC. NPC, and they got me juice from some, I don't know where, because of Nairobi Lighthouse. So they got me somehow. Actually, DJ Rick is the first person who looked for me.
Yes.
Wakanipeleka Lang'ata.
His house.
Kwa hao yake Buddha. Sikuwa nataka kutoka.
But you had favor. You know everybody wanted to be with you.
Buddha, mimi nakwambia life yangu was designed, msee. Buddha, my life is designed. Literally, all those steps that I ever made were not by power, not by might, bro. It wasn't because I was like, mtutu niko tu, mimi nilikuwa niko tu. The only thing I had was I was observant and I was faith man-ish and I just talented. Buddha. So he was doing a concert. And DJ Nani was
DJ Rick, eh?
DJ Rick. So DJ Rick did my first album.
Yes, the mixtape.
He mixed it because we wanted to sell. So he took some of the unfinished Pendokweli Nini, whatever Jesus Gnosis, we put it in one Nini mixtape. I need to get that mixtape. And then he got me to that gig at NPC. Buddha ninge NPC, niko na performia tu wazee. Only one old woman I've never forgotten. She had white hair. My son, you're doing well. Hey, wasengine walikuwa na perform wako hivi. Na nimetoa mapunch after punch after punch after punch after punch. Buddha, I'm recognized. Like, they were old folks. I don't know, DJ Rick pia na alitoa watu wapi. It was after service. Hey, DJ Rick to me. So I spent a lot of time with DJ Rick actually.
You did.
I spent a lot of time with DJ Rick before now coming to Kijiji.
Yeah. Or in that time. So it was with you are with DJ Rick, you are with Kijiji.
Maranga.
You are with Kubamba.
So Maranga, the tall guy,
Yes.
was there. They were all dancers.
Yes.
And they had Detour.
And that guy, the other guy, Maranga's partner,
Eh,
he's now on.
Justo.
Yeah.
Justo, big is I. So Justo was, Justo were my good friends, man. Walikuwa wananiokolea.
And so to go back, that's when you started singing. That's the first time. And hey, Baba, nishike mikono.
Hey, Baba, nishike mikono. And I used to have that kahai thing.
Yeah. And so why I've said that is because now in Mahewa, now you're back to that singing.
Because I used to, so one of the things that, okay, the good and the bad thing of Kijiji, not the bad thing, is that everybody was a good singer. Everybody in Kijiji was a good singer. It was a problem because people were not unique somehow. So everybody was a good singer. They could sing
There's Nema, there's Atemi,
Buddha, walikuwa naimba una cheesy, masauti tu. But I felt it was good singing. It was amazing singing. Haikuwa na personality.
That's crazy. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, it never. So because
even in hip hop, we're with me, you, Mayonde, guys don't even know. Hip hop, Mayonde was there.
Exactly.
Shiro
was there.
Mentality.
Shiro tulikana hapo tukisukumana ndio we get the sound from mentality. Remember? Because it beginning to be on hip hop, alikuwa na watu walikuwa wana insist kuwa hip hop People felt like we had something.
Yeah. But
okay, we had something. So I felt like, of course, but it wasn't not at the authentic. It wasn't like raw. So that's why I started singing. And my words, with everybody's background, they couldn't sing the words because I used to write the choruses.
Yes.
So they couldn't deliver the choruses. The way they sang so amazing, it doesn't make sense up because they will taste
the feel, the authenticity.
They will sing it so well. They won't sing it.
Sema ni mababi.
No, walikuwa mababi. They will sing it so well.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because my voice wasn't, but I wanted the way I sing is.
It's like that song which then became again your biggest song when you sang.
Utawala.
Yeah.
There's a way I sing. So if I sing in person, it's the best. But if I get the right, whatever, I always get it right.
Okay, Juliani, you know you have stories for days. Mentality album launch.
I killed it. I killed it. Buddha.
You killed it.
Hey, the first, and I have live band. I'm paying people.
Eric Wainaina is coming.
You must I called Eric Wainaina Buddha. I was so big that I called Eric Wainaina. He made me feel like Kama is an honor to work with me.
But you had a song with Eric Wainaina.
Exactly.
Also, you're calling him not to
album to do that, and we didn't know he was going to come. So he surprised me with my birthday, and I usually release my albums during my birthdays.
Birthday yako ni when?
April 22nd.
Oh, album natoka.
So and they, of course, I was going out with LC that time. Pastor Albo, Pastor Gowi aliniambia piga magoti akaniombea. Buddha, we did stuff, and this surprises me about gospel industry. Gospel industry, we did campaign for a week or two. People are Buddha, and I did it at Mavuno, and I paid, and I did it at Mavuno. I had the whole industry, not gospel.
Yes,
I had the whole industry at the place.
I remember it made news even on K24, which was very shocking.
It's all about Mta mentality this weekend on My E-Diary. And Juliani, of course. We catch one of the biggest gospel stars this week as he lets the world in on his poetry and deep lyrics. Live at the Mavuno Dome, Juliani Owino launched his debut album, Mta Mentality. obviously, this being his first piece, nervousness and excitement were all that ran through him.
Challenges basically before jusikuwa used kuna sijai do album before, hiyo ilikuwa challenge sababu juu nini wase wanataka expect, but mostly ilikuwa an experience tamu sana because I had to experiment, I had to do some stuff that wase wajaifanya before on the songs so na wase ku receive word by word, yani hiyo ni machozi moment.
Well, whatever Juliani has been doing from the start, it's been working for him. As not only has his fan base grown over the years, but he's managed to bag some of Kenya's A-list entertainers to back him up. From Eric Wainaina to Kanji Michelle to the smooth-fingered Aaron Rimbui, aka Crucial Keys. Juliani is one of the few who can pull off a fantastic performance with a live band. The energy radiated from his performances have him attracting the masses and what's more, make him stand out from the crowd.
Energy kwa stage basically ni watu na every time na there's something different about ukiimba kitu unajua na kitu uko sure about. Hiyo ina sparkle something that uwezi do. Ukiimba uongo unaweza kitu kifanyika mbaya unaweza rudi nyuma kidogo, but kama unaimba the truth
Some of Juliani's top jams that are now Nairobi anthems are Wewe na Wewe, Hela Hela and the captivating Biceps. Both young and old, artists and fans showed up on that sunny Saturday afternoon to support Juliani on his big day, and not to mention his birthday.
Buddha. I was Juliani. I get. So I get that album launch. Nani is happy. Emmanuel Jal is happy. We are dreaming now. We are looking at all these things that we're going to do together. I mean, but your promises and stuff. And of course, Pia him is having issue with label because he was signed so that I can be signed. So I didn't know all that. So my first album, I'm getting attention everywhere. I'm getting shows. Now I decided to ask every time, and then now I started every time, and then I started creating my own band. The first person in my band was this guy. Squeeze and Mandevu, photographer. Joere. He was the first guy. He was the guy who got Gits, everybody in my band together.
Joere was...
he was the band director.
What?
Joere was my band director, and he got Gits and everybody else.
Yeah.
And then Joere couldn't do it, and then now Gits took over. Now Gits got me Tito. Gits got me Richie and Benja saya ameingia Nairobi saa hiyo anakaa mshamba, but his guitar game iko top. Basi sana ndio jamaa tageti rock stories. Hii story ya baroka taget kweli because alikuwa anakaa tu Dingala, unaona? Now I started asking for 30k for a gig. So Most of the time when I got paid, 25 used to go to the band, 5 remains. I don't need the money as much because as long as I'm gonna fare and niko sawa. So, and then we started playing with the band and I started forming. Because the mtaa mentality gig, it's akina Ken and Asaf and whatever who played for me, the usual suspects. But they were too big then, so the level yangu ilikuwa ndogo sana. So they were too big, they were too
busy. Because live was exploding now in Kenya.
It was exploding then.
It's not that live was always there.
Yeah, but also I also wanted certain way. There's a certain way I wanted my music to be. They were so musical. Me, I wasn't.
Oh yes.
So
they were Aroro, because Aroro was also for jazz.
So alikuwa unaambia Ken kitu Ken anataka musically haifai kwa hivyo. Unaona na mimi sitaki kwa musically, mimi ina feel poa. Ina feel poa mimi nikidu hivi. Una get? So it was easy to work with gits and whatever because we could all form. So we formed this thing together and consistently gits. Richie, Tito, and Benja, and occasionally we had people coming in and out, and we had the band now. Buddha, we changed the game.
Insanely.
We changed the game.
Insanely.
So Live Yangu was amazing, bro. So so I realized that I was powerful the day that I started asking for everybody. When we were doing concerts, nobody was asking for anything apart from me. So I used to ask for E-Kitu. I used to have a rider.
Yes.
Other artists just come to their DJ with their Dini. Because I realized that I needed to always be different kwa room because I was a rapper. So it's easy to be put in a box. So if I added the live element, I was not just a rapper, I was a musician. And I had the foundation of Kijiji and stuff.
That's insane. Can you remember your TSO gig?
Buddha, I killed it. Kwanza so nani used to
31st December.
Buddha, I killed it. So na remember nani anaitwaje? So Juakali used to do this. My ego ilikuwa imeanza kumesa hiyo. So Juakali used to from the back used to say watu I mean, ni ajuazea bucket. Unasikia kama na ni ajuazea. So and remember, and people don't give me credit for this, but I was big across the board. I wasn't big on gospel peke yake, so I used to hardly get gospel gigs. I used to get this side of the gigs, and everybody recognized my talent. Everybody realized that I was at least good at what I did.
Yeah.
So I used to get east side ingine a gig. I used to get gigs, so I used to not miss at a gig. Any gig east side, yeah, which nobody ever did in the gospel space.
And also, you crossed age. I mean, no, you crossed Ubabi. So even though it was very mtaa in terms of your rap and delivery, you crossed even like Mavuno, for example. I mean, even there, guys were making noise.
It's the band thing which helped, and my lyrics simplified.
Yeah, that
so
was low.
My lyrics were simplified. The way I did biceps, for example, bicep, bro. The way I wrote biceps, I still don't consider it the best verse ever. But there are certain lines that were really powerful. They were so simple yet so It was so simple. Like it wasn't a punchline, it was a thinking. So even nowadays, now I don't do punchlines, I do thinking, a thinking. Something that will stick in your mind or you'll leave off. Not any kali. Sikitumia sidini kichwa or something. See, it's a thinking. It's an angle of looking at things that you didn't look at.
A third degree perspective.
So
third eye.
I used to have a third eye. So my lyrics are always twisted kidogo. So it will stick in your mind, and so I stopped doing punchlines.
Thank you very much, Pastor M. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a friend of mine once said, cinema rims, tims, ma bling bling, lakini na uhusiano na King of Kings. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Juliani!
Hey! 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 Mavuno! Nipe mikono, nipe mikono, kono, haya mikono. Nipe mikono, kono, haya mikono. Nipe mikono. Wapi nduru ya Yesu? Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ, piga mi na juu, wanaume si biceps. Hey. Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ, piga mi na juu, wanaume si biceps. Hey. Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ, piga mi na juu, wanaume si biceps. Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ. Hey. Mapag, wanateremka kalongi yangu ni kisaga. Futi sita chini shags, jaili mefei, jaribu hugs. Waonekani mtaani, ka Santa Claus, kinyozi machozi ya kitungu, roho ya Robocop. Sara alikuwa anataka mtoto na ako menopause. Maboy wanatafuta love kwa soap, washi wana define love na soap. Hey, opera ISID kama iko Jordan kununua kijana. Hey bana, enda Koinange Street, cheki length ya skati ya washi, hiyo ndo naitwanga ministry. Mimi G, nobody's on heaven. Hey. Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ, piga mi na juu, wanaume si biceps. Piga mi, ukwae kwa Christ.
Hey Juliani, you're gonna story galore. So now what happens after this? What happens now? You do become that big artist.
I become the big artist. I'm in demand. I started asking for 100K. I started behaving become a Buddha. Me, kama mna band iza jo. Kama mna band kwa hiyo gig
iza bro.
Iza man, unajua lazima tu maintain standards.
No, but it was good. You were pushing. Because even now guys started saying, hey, no, band.
Because it was based on my survival, I'm saying. It was on survival, bro. Because me, I wasn't good at anything else. I was just a good rapper, bro. I was a good artist. I wasn't good at anything. Singe Rudi Dandora.
Now Rudi.
I can't Rudi Dandora, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't. So what do? So me, ukinipatia 30K, that's a lot of money to me. I just need 5K for my survival. As long as naingia na double M mtaani, niko sawa. Na niko na kiatu mpya na nguo mpya na niko na Carolon. I'm good, bro. And I was young because I started early.
Yeah, I did.
I started music early, so I was young. So me sikuwa na haraka, as long as I can pay rent, I'm good. I'm a starlet hapo, naanza kutisha watu na starlet. Unaona? So starlet I bought it from Team Rimbui.
Yes, I remember.
And we paid 120,000. Anyway, so I became big. Of course, Gatwich wasn't working well because Gatwich now, the record industry was changing then.
Yes.
Maju even. So people are demanding the 360 deal more.
Concerts, album, performance, everything.
We eat from top down. So me, when Jal told me, I didn't understand it then, but I read a lot stuff then. By then, I used to read a lot.
Yeah.
So funny enough, I used to read something and then it happens later. So I read about 360 deal and it happened when Jal I talked. I read about climate change and then later I was called to do the climate change tour and stuff. I read about Vision 2030, bro, before even it happened. So I used to read stuff. So when Jal said I couldn't do we can't do 360, I couldn't do 360. And
he wanted 360. So
Jal wanted 360.
You have to eat off your concerts.
Yeah.
He eats off the album sales.
Yeah, he needed it.
Yeah, no.
Understandably, he needed he needed to maintain me as an artist, and he wanted to sign more artists. You get. So I didn't know if I made returns, but he needed to sign more artists, and he needed to grow. And he was in his label. He wasn't as active with his label. The industry was changing that time.
Yeah.
The international, so I couldn't do a tour in just. There's a lot of things I couldn't do. So I decided to solo, man. Mini Juliani. So I put up money, did my second album, Pulpit Ko Street. So now it means, like I always do, try to push the envelope. So in Amanisha, I usually tell Wase that the day I crossed past 25 years old, I was dead at 25 years old.
Yeah, I'm on overtime.
I'm on overtime, bro. Because majority of my peers never made it. So I was dead at 25 years old. So inamaanisha mimi kifua yangu iko mbele kidogo and I just trust a little bit excess than anybody else. No. So me, whatever I think I do. That's the second thing is that when we were growing up in Dandora, bro, we used to sit hivi kwa kiti hivi kwa mawe. You think you can imagine all the imaginations you can ever have, but you'll never do anything about it because you don't even know where to start. But now I'm in a position where I can imagine things and do.
BMW.
I used to imagine things. I used to have ideas. If I have an idea, I implement. I put my money in. I put my money in it. So I used to have excess money. I put it.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I'm Buddha. Niko past expiry date.
And that doing is what made you even more money.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have analysis paralysis. They just thinking, planning.
Me, I don't plan.
But they don't execute.
I do, bro.
Yeah, that I know about you.
I do. So I put up my money. So if I had small money, I put it up. I have an idea. Inagonga mawe. I put it up. Next time, I don't have trauma of ideas. I trauma after failing. So I used to do things. I fail. I pile debts or stuff. But I fail and move on. Because Buddha, I wasn't even supposed to be here.
That's crazy.
I'm not supposed to be here, bro. Angalia nyuma, I'm not supposed to be here, bro. Look at everybody, and I haven't even told you half of what was going on backstory.
Yep.
I'm not even supposed to be here. So unaniambia tiju, and then I'm meeting all these guys kwa ofisi, and I'm looking at them.
That thing used to confuse me. I'm like, I remember calling Juliani and he didn't even know Ngong Road. Anachukua number 4 ya kwenda direction Isili. Now look at the guy. Do you get what I mean? And I always just wonder, what is it? Why did this guy rise that fast? Do you get? But you're a doer.
Me, I do, bro. Because I have no other choice.
And you're a doer in faith.
I do.
Buddha, you remember when we went to walk in Tao and give guys our last money?
See, too, kutu it, I do it. Buddha. Because Buddha, like literally everything that we have, it's not by power, not by might, it's by design. Design of God. Buddha, we were never supposed to make it beyond 25. We were supposed to be dead before 25. Yeah. I haven't even told you some of the stories. And now me got 26, 27, and you tell me I can't do stuff. And then I come to this side of the town, I realize, kumbe, these guys don't even have a clue about things. They don't have a clue about things. I give people money to do proposals. They can't do proposals. And they can't do it the way I'm thinking. So I go and write proposals in a bad English. Inapita somehow. I get guts. I go to meetings now. I do. Because Buddha, I'm not supposed to be here in the first place. So I only hurt feelings. No. You're not hurting my feelings. So everything for me was hunting. It was conquest. It was a good thing sometimes, but it was a bad thing. Because it was a bad thing, Because now even relationships, it started affecting relationships because, especially with women. Because now, nadai nachukua, nikikudai na, because now I realize Buddha was just a guy who used to sit down and look at things, and the whole world, people used to decide what happens, what I eat, everything about my world. And then now I realize that kumbe I can do stuff. Kumbe I'm on the table and I can be on the table and I can talk to people and they could listen. Now I became more bold about, I was sure of myself. Before I wasn't sure of myself. I didn't even know where I was. So now I'm sure of myself. So what do? I go to City Hall, close off KCC in a City Hall. I close off the street and pay for everything.
Boss, you know, you've made me understand. Like, I've had it, but I've had it with words. I've not had it with your feeling. Exponential potential. I get it. You see, you are not saying it from theory.
You've seen. You can trace. You can trace my mistakes. You can trace my success, bro. You can trace. Me, I'm not telling stories. You can trace. Hata kizugu yangu imechange. You can trace. You can trace and say. So you can never tell me at oh, Juliani, Buddha. I'm quiet, of course. And I'm observant. Now I'm more contained. I'm more whatever because I understand even the power that God, or the responsibility that comes with, or the purpose that God has given.
You've learned how to control your power.
I understand, yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you don't have power.
Buddha have power. And the day I realized that kumbe I can change moods, I can change. And it happens when we're on stage though. Why is it that when we are on stage, we change moods, Buddha? When I'm on stage, you know, I can take people up and I can take them low. So what is that? That's power, man. I'm bigger than any politician. Any artist right now is bigger than any politician. That's the power that we have, that we were given and entrusted to. So me, ile kitu imenisaidia sana ni, and I'm telling this, it's by design. So I can't claim that I'm the best of whatever. If I look back, Buddha, I wasn't supposed to make it, but by God, they made to sort. So nowadays I'm bold kidogo. I don't walk with fear. The way I do things is not the same way. Me, I can do things. I can do 50 things at the same time. I can fail. I've failed many times. But I rather fail this way than when I'm gonna fail kitambo. Hata ili nikuwe na shida 100,000 kuliko shida 5,000. No. So now I can go to any office. I can bisha any office. I can talk to anybody. Backdrop yangu ni tofauti Buddha than who I am today. Anyway, so I close off the street, pulpit kwa street. I did pulpit kwa street. I changed the game again.
That's true. There's some other songs that were there that were insane. Friend request.
Friend request, exponential potential. I changed the game. My sound is different. My sound is not